All the black Americans saying ICE isn't our problem, you do realize that they're kidnapping black Americans too, right? And they're just saying, oh, we thought they were African. We thought they were illegal immigrants.
Black Americans don't need some person, let me put it this way, telling us, some person who thinks they're smart and telling black people what to do. We're tired of people telling us what to do. We've always had our own minds and our own thinking process. You know, the thing about black people, we critically think, are critical thinkers, especially taking into consideration our experiences we've had in this world, in this country, for over 400 years. We've learned how to think critically. We are critical thinkers. So we don't need some type of smartass telling us exactly what we need to do, or they're kidnapping blacks. Who cares? Okay, they're detaining black. Who cares? Who cares what these people say? These are the same people who voted the way they did. Black people strategize in a whole different way nowadays. We strategize one way we strategize is through the voting booth. Okay? We're tired of these people telling us what we should do and how we should do it. They're the ones who are calling out to black people because they don't know what to do. They don't know how to strategize. And this has been the problem from day one in America, is that people really don't know how to strategize because they don't have any experience at it. They just don't. You know, we've been in this country for over 400 years, and I can tell you this: my great grandmother was 20 years out of slavery. My grandmother was born in 1915. My father and mother was born in the 1930s. So we don't need some kind of smart ass telling us what we should do. You guys should just stop it. As the lady said, we don't need a PSA telling us exactly what we need to do and how we need to do it. You need to strategize and you need to gather yourself together. This is not black people's fight. This is not our fight, and we're not going to treat it as our fight. You see what we've done, in terms of how we strategize against these large corporations. That's how we strategize. We don't we don't need to take it out of the streets. We don't anymore. And I suggest you guys don't take it out of the street. But this is the problem with people in America. They don't know how to strategize. They don't know what to do. They don't have any clue as um, to strategize and basically make things work for them. Okay, we've been out there. We told you guys on November 4th, and so by voting, how we go about taking care of our business. Now we've said this over and over again for I don't know how many years. Take it to the voting booth, and you guys still not doing that. You cut your nose off to spite your face. You come to this country, you don't have any understanding of how this country works, and you should have by now. And you still vote in a certain way. You still vote against your interests. You still vote, cut off your nose to spite your face. And we cannot help you. The people who voted that way, that's the people who need to be out in the streets. How many of you? 70 million people? That's the people who need to be out in the streets complaining about ICE. We could easily say we did our job. We stood up when it was time to stand up. So please stop asking blacks to come out there and putting their bodies on the line. This is just another case of reverse psychology. They're trying to get black people out there to do the bidding for all people in America. We're not doing that anymore. We're just doing the bidding for ourselves. That's it. Because when we've done the bidding for everybody else, we get stabbed in the back. We're at rest. We're not being out there. We're strategizing in a whole different way. And I suggest you find out. You look at your inner self and find out how you need to strategize in the masses. 77%, excuse me, 75 million people voted to cut their nose off to spite their face, to voted against their own interests. And that's not our problem. We voted the way we voted, and 80%, excuse me, 80% of black men and 92% of black women. What does that give you? 87, 88%. So again, be careful about what you say about people who have fought for people all these years and all these centuries. Be careful what you say. Stop calling black people out. Stop calling our names. Stop trying to use reverse psychology on us. It's not working.